Great experiences build great leaders. Great leaders build great teams. This is Building Great Sales Teams.
All right, guys, welcome back to Building Great Sales Teams. I've got an exciting one for you guys today. I've got the founder of Limelight Media and Closer Agency, LLC. If that sounds good, I've got Mike Barron. He's developed several 7 figures and even one 8-figure business from the start. He's trained over 4,200 high-ticket closers. He has 100+ active team members and employees right now, and he's done over 100 keynotes and speaking engagements in the past. Mike, welcome to the show, brother.
Thank you, man. Thank you for the introduction. Good to be on, brother.
Awesome, man. Well, I love everything that you're doing. I think it's well needed in the space. You know, I've seen a few people come through that are doing something similar, but not to the level that you guys are. I'm incredibly excited about interviewing you today. And the first question I have for you, because I like to get right into it, and then maybe we can get into your story a little bit later, but I want to give them value right away. Okay? So, Mike, with your students, what is the first thing you always have to fix? What's that first thing?
Yeah, that's a good question. Okay, so the dude, you're still here. Okay, there you are. Okay, so the cat that's making $60K a year, he or she's operating a certain way. They're waking up a certain way, they're thinking a certain way, they're eating a certain way, they're going to the gym a certain way. The cat that's making 6 figures is doing something totally different. The cat that's making 7 figures is doing something entirely different than the first two. Thinking different, operating different, behaving different, treats their boyfriend, girlfriend, spouse different. The cat that's doing 8 figures, 9 figures, on and on. So the very first thing I have to fix, man, is it's not really so much like the technical shit. It's not so much like, here's how to handle objection. The very first thing I do, because I have a lot of offers, but when I work with someone directly, the very first thing I do is I look to, and I'm not like intentionally doing this, but it just happens this way, is to break people of their bullshit. Okay, what is their bullshit? Their bullshit could be excuse making. Their bullshit could be waking up at 11 o'clock. Their bullshit, in my opinion, because Elon Musk is doing 80+ hours, could be taking Saturday and Sunday off. Their bullshit could be, eating fast food for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So did you hear that gong?
Yeah.
Did you hear that noise?
We heard.
Okay.
We heard.
I just made $10,000 right now, bro. Okay, I'm just saying. I'm looking at it. I'm looking to confirm. And yep. And I literally just made $10,000, and that's not. A lot of people like to inflate numbers by contract value, and he's on a payment plan and all this shit, which is fine, But
that's $10K up front for one of your offers.
$10,000 cash
transaction.
And if I do my job, chances are that's going to keep going, for the next 5 minutes or however long we're hanging. But to your question, man, it's breaking people with their bullshit. So I used to work at once upon a time, 2015. I used to work at Grant Cardone's office. This is before he became a really, really big deal. And he had a director at the time that was there, who was still there. His name is Todd Strahl. And shout out to Todd. Todd is one of the most talented people I've ever worked with. And he said, Mike, listen, when you go to the military, they're not worried about what flag you raise. They're not worried about what set you claim. They're not worried about what hood you're from when you go to the military. They don't care about none of that shit. What they're focused on is breaking of your fucking bullshit. So when you go to Afghanistan, you don't get sniped in the fucking head. So just kind of naturally. And I got my own bullshit. If I go meet a billionaire, they're like, man, this kid's confused. That's what they'll say. Then I'll go talk to 6-figure and like, man, this guy fucking is dialed in like a motherfucker. So that's one of the very first things is as I break people with their bullshit. One guy doesn't want to do personal development. Why? One guy doesn't want to go to the gym. One guy doesn't want to eat healthy. One guy doesn't want to save money. the way you move, the way you operate, okay, literally is like exactly correlates to what you get. So that's what I tend to do is just kind of rid people of their bullshit and give them fucking truth and a new operation so they can get what they want to get. So
I love the
yeah,
answer, man. I love the answer because I think it's underserved. It's under talked about, you know, and
100%.
especially in the consulting and coaching space right now, a lot of people are say X, Y, and Z to get, 100K a year, or whatever the case is.
Yeah.
But you and I know the truth, right? You can do that all day long, but if you don't start work till 10 o'clock in the morning and you're done with work by 2 o'clock in the afternoon, it ain't gonna matter because you're not getting in the reps. You know what I'm saying?
No, it's
You're not
not.
putting
Let me give you a little bit
100%.
more. Let me give you a little bit more on that. You ever heard of a cat named Myron Golden?
It sounds familiar, but I can't say I have.
Big boy. I would say he's like widely regarded as the number one speaker coach in the world. He's Russell Brunson. He's helped so many millionaires, and he teaches people how to close from the stage. Okay, so like most of my business is my day to day. Very seldom do I get on stage and grab $2-3 million. That's what he does.
Right.
So I gave Myron $50K last year. Hey man, show me how to speak from the stage and make $2 million and $3 million in a sitting. And it was $50K in the front end, $150 on the back end. So I wanted to go visit him in Tampa, Florida. I ran into him. Boom. We're about to do his event. He said, Mike, let me ask you a question. Do you ever have people that come through your academy and that blow up? I'm like, hell, of course. Who'd you think about, Mike? Trey Toner. Trey Toner's 21 years old. Okay, this guy makes anywhere from 40 to 50K a month in his pocket. Okay, this guy has a $12,000 penthouse. He just put down a deposit on a Lamborghini. The guy's the vice president. He's killing the fucking game. He's A, B, and C. He's like, okay, cool. Who else? Oh, Casey Cox. Tell me about Casey. He came through my academy. He was the youngest person at the time to get a Lamborghini in San Diego. Okay, I paid him personally over $500,000 in 2020. Let me look at it. 2022. He's like, okay, good. Now let me ask you a question. Is there anybody that comes through your program and doesn't get those results? I'm like, absolutely. Is there anyone that comes to your program that doesn't get even close or doesn't get any result? I'm like, unfortunately, yes. He's like, Mike, what's the difference? Well, these guys do work and these guys are lazy. That's the wrong answer, Mike. Naturally. He said, okay, so let me ask you a question. When's the last time you worked out? It's like, Myron, I worked out today. What time did you work out? 5 a.m. Well, you're for the West Coast. You worked out 5 a.m. Eastern time? Yeah, I did, Myron. Impressive. When's the last time you told you're married, right? Yep. What's the last time you told your wife and your kids you love them? I was like, dude, I texted them this morning thinking about you guys. I love you. Mike, when's the last time you ate a healthy meal? Last night I had a fucking salad and a steak. Mike, when's the last time you wrote down your goals? I'm like, fucking, are you kidding me? I write them down every day. He's like, do you understand? You became that guy in order to get what that guy gets. What about 10 years ago? Did you write down your goals? Were you fucking doing A, B, and C? I was like, no, I wasn't. He's like, exactly. So he told me the biggest thing, if you have a coaching program or you have any program, the biggest thing you should do in the very beginning is teaching them how to become that person versus teaching them how to do that technical skill set. And that's the biggest difference, aka ridding people of their bullshit and getting them to operate like winners, producers, 7-figure, 8-figure, or even 9-figure earners, or even beyond. So that's just a big thing, man. It's very clear cut. The way I move and the way I operate is what I get. The way he or she moves and the way he or she operates is what they get, and on and on and on. So I just wanted to emphasize on that.
Yeah, for sure. It's massive, and it's talked about, and we get kind of I guess don't appreciate it sometimes, you know what I mean? Because at least I know, and if you're speaking at this many events every year, you're constantly surrounded by it. Everybody's talking about their schedule, their mindset, their core values, all this self-development type stuff. We're constantly surrounded by it, and we forget that maybe our clients coming on haven't been exposed to that yet. So it's normal
Dude,
operating system for us.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But we have to remind.
That's where I fuck up sometimes.
Yeah.
Because I'm expecting, you know, it's a process. It could be. You know, I'm an overnight success. It took 15 years. But 15 years ago, I was a fucking knucklehead. And not too long before that, I was even worse. So now where I fuck up is I sometimes I expect a brand new kid that has very little development, very little, you know, development. And I'm expecting him or her overnight to start operating like a multimillionaire. And it's unrealistic. And I'm going home at night. I'm talking to my wife. I'm like, what the fuck, man? I gave him fucking the blueprint of A, B, and C. He's just not doing A, B, and C. I'm just like, Diana, what? It's just, you go grab me 15 years ago. You introduced me to me today. I wouldn't be doing a lot of that shit, dude. It wouldn't feel good. Counterintuitive. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
Yeah, good point.
So, and here's the thing too. Like my journey was a little different. I was an overnight success. You know, I took over. Yeah, it is what it is, right? I was an overnight. I took over my business at 22 years old. By 25, I had grown to $5 million a year, right?
Oof,
and I did not have the schedule. I ate terrible. I was not a faithful man in my marriage. I did not have my faith dialed in. You know what I'm saying? I was that business owner. You know what I'm saying? But I had talent. You know what I mean? And I talk about this all the time. It's like, dude, people think that entrepreneurship is just something you can get into and work at really hard and be good at. And yes, it is. You can get to a certain level, but you got to have talent too, just like any other sport. You know what I'm saying? And so, but I imagine when those people come into your company, they're even harder to train. They're even harder to open them up to that mindset because they've already made millions of dollars without it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm thinking about somebody
it took me almost losing everything in order to decide, hey, I'm going to start developing my mindset. I'm going to start developing my schedule. I'm going to pour into my family. I'm going to pour into my wife. You know, we ended up getting remarried. And so,
good, man.
You know, I've got this great story, but it kind of went backwards for me, you know, where it's like I had the success already. And then I had that big head, you know what I'm saying, real early on.
True, but that's true.
Yeah.
Think about my guy. He's over there right now. Trey Toner is 20. He's a young man. This son of a bitch. Met him when he was 17. He had to sign the waiver because he was a juvenile, but he graduated high school. He started at college early. I met him. I've been running with him for years. And I have, you know, give or take, depends on the day of the week, 100 people on my team. Hands down, he's the most talented guy on the company. Like he could be more talented than me, but he don't work like me on himself. So this motherfucker is just going off of just raw talent.
Well, he's 23 years old.
No, he's 20, you know? He's 21.
Oh, he's 21. He's 21. Okay.
Yeah, but this guy will today, this guy will do 40, 50K in production today. And a year ago, we had fallen out, and I was pissed because he was so damn good and he was getting such results, but he did not do any development. And me and my company, I don't agree with that. I don't believe in that. And a week turned into a month, that turned into a quarter, that turned into months, and I'm ready to pull out my hair. I don't got no fucking hair, and I'm just pissed off because this guy does not do the development, but he's getting the results. And I knew if he would combine his talent with actually working on himself, he would like double, quadruple what he's doing now. But just kind of like, again, to the point, man, it's just, this guy was just relying on his God-given talent to, you know, do what he does. And I just wanted to say that.
Yeah, I love how this conversation is starting, because if it wasn't a real one, you would just be talking about what you need to do to make 100K in production a month, or whatever the case is, to make your first 6 figures in high ticket using, you know, but what you're talking about is something that anybody can go get from anywhere. There's so many resources out there. I mean, you just watch an Eric Thomas YouTube video and he gives you the schedule you need to follow. And if you just 100%. Follow that schedule, you're gonna be successful at whatever you do. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I don't want to think your audience thinks we're choreographed, bro, but you're saying all the shit that I agree with. Okay, I'm getting mentioned right now by a billionaire. Okay, you're in Texas, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm getting mentored by a billionaire. You may know the name Tillman Fertitta. Tillman Fertitta owns the Houston Rockets. Tillman Fertitta
man.
also is the number one restaurateur in the world. He's worth approximately $10 billion, has 600 restaurants. Joe's Crab Shack, Bubba Gump Shrimp, Big Old Steakhouse Mastro's. And
that means Texas Roadhouse?
I would say so.
Yeah, because Bubba Gump is Texas Roadhouse also. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he mentors me. He mentors me. And guess what? I've never met him. And guess what? He doesn't know me. But I watch his YouTube videos every fucking day.
Oh, hell yeah.
There's so much information nowadays. And by the way, I got started on Eric Thomas. That was like my very first. That's where I started. Right. You want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe, then you'll be successful. I listen to that shit religiously, bro, all day long.
I was looking around because I have 4 or 5 copies of that poster that says that exactly. And it's the first thing when I had my sales org, every office you would walk into, that's the first thing you would see when you walked in the office was that quote.
Yeah.
That's my boy right there for sure.
Nah,
okay. So let's get to you. Let's get to your story. Who were you 15 years ago? Because you keep referencing that number, that 15 years ago. Let's start there.
So 15 years ago, I was 24. So I'm 39 years old. I'll be 40 in March, which is still kind of crazy to me. But 15 years ago, I was 24, and I was getting into corporate America, and at the time, I was a guy that gave up on my dreams. And the reason why I say give up on my dreams, because go ask me what I was going to become at the age of 16. I was like, I'm going to rock fucking Lamborghinis, and I'm going to have fucking Rolexes, and I'm going to have, dope shit, and I'm going to live in a mansion, and, my candy business that I have right now with all my team, I'm going to take this and turn this into a crazy business. I was super young. I had big dreams, big goals, ambition, used to hustle, didn't do drugs, didn't sell drugs. I was a badass kid. But 15 years ago, man, I was with my wife today, boyfriend and girlfriend at the time, for about a year. The following year, I found I was going to become a dad. I was scared as shit. My daughter's 13 years old now, and I was broke as fuck. We moved out together. I paid rent late 1 year. Right around that time, 15 years ago, I paid rent late 6 months straight for that one particular year. The landlord used to knock on my door. I'd hide in the closet, come out 30 minutes later, check the blinds. Okay, coast is clear. We're all good. And I was just trying to figure it out. I struggled. I was pissed off because I didn't have a relationship with my mom. I was pissed off because my dad was never in my life. I was looking for answers. I was looking for mentors and guidance. And, I just worked a lot and didn't earn a lot. And, what else? Smoking a lot of weed at the time. I was getting out of my gangster stage. So that's kind of when I got rid of like my Ben Davis and my khaki suits and my Cortezes and my Dickies and my Chuck Taylors, and started kind of transition to like society. I was just fucking struggling, man. I was just struggling, I was always a decent person, but I was just fucking struggling, dude. And that's 15 years ago what I was doing. I got a long ass story, but that's pretty much it. I got in corporate. I was a career advisor. I became number one in the whole company within the first month out of 250 people.
What is that? I knew that.
Yeah. So here's the guy right here. Here's the guy right here. You want to blow up my coffee? You still don't do development, man. Shit. You still don't fucking do development. And you just put down a deposit on this Lamborghini right here, motherfucker. Some bitch. I wish I was his age, man, so I could just whoop his ass. Okay. Okay.
Hey, you gotta have people around you that fire you up like that compete.
Yeah, for sure. But every now and then, the sensei has to take out the sword and keep it sharp and open that floor and let these know I still got it. Or
I heard
or
you
the
before we got on. I heard you before we got on. You were pitching. I heard you.
Oh yeah, I got you, man. Somebody has to do it. So how like if you watch daytime television, there's like for-profit education. And they're like, hey, Maria, where are you going? I'm going to UEI College. I'm going to Kaplan College. For what? I'm getting my degree in medical assisting. I'm getting my degree in dental assisting. I'm getting my degree.
Okay.
So I was a career advisor in those colleges literally about 15 years ago. Hold on, 15 years ago. Let me look at it. Yeah, 15 years ago. That's when I started. And man, I walked to high school with 2 felonies. Apparently, they don't do background checks, whatever. And I was always like, again, even though I was fucking broke, I was about my money. So my resume writing was, A1. My interview skills were A1. My follow-up game was A1. My cover letter and portfolio was A1. I was always like the guy in the family. Oh, you have an interview? Go see Mike. Oh, you have a job opportunity? Go see Mike. He'll get you right. Like within my family, just something I loved and something I was good at. So I started doing that. And what I was doing, I was working at these for-profit schools, and I was helping the dental assistant students get jobs.
Mm.
So now in that industry, it sells. You have to get them jobs. It's not like a university where you get a degree and there's a career center. And if you come in, you get help. If you don't, we'll see you soon. You have to get them jobs because it's for profit and the schools are getting government grants and funding.
Okay.
So, right. So the state is like, hey, we'll give you, the state, the federal too, we'll give you money to go to school, but like you have to get a job. And now for the state, it's like an investment. They're not on welfare. They're like educated and they have a career. So in the for-profit education, we have to maintain a 70% hire rate. Like out of 100, 70 people have to get jobs, or we could like get shut down. So what I was doing, I was getting people jobs and resume writing, how to interview, how to follow up, me finding leads from employers in the area that were hiring, connecting the employer with the right candidate, prepping them, getting them to show up, getting them to send thank you letters. So I was just killing everybody in corporate at the time, man. I was I was first month, number one. I still got my rewards and all that shit. And within a year, I became a regional. I was looking over a couple campuses. No, I'm lying. I became a director. The following year, I became regional. The following year, I became a president. So my fucking ass became a president of the college, dude. By the time I was 27 years old.
That's crazy, man. That's wild.
With 2 felonies, bro. With 2 felonies, bro.
2 felonies.
Crazy,
Some of my favorite people. One of my favorite people are best. I should say the best stories come from that little background check where it says felony. You know what I mean? Some of the best stories.
Yeah.
I'm in Ryan Stewman's group in
Oh,
Apex.
okay. Yeah. Fuck yeah. Yeah, he's a G, bro.
Like that. Yeah.
Where's he at?
So,
in Texas,
how
right?
did you go from there?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's based in DFW.
Yeah, he's a G, bro. I never met him, man. I got it. Yeah, you should send a video, be like, man, this guy brought your name up, or this guy knows you.
Yeah,
You know who you are.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I've seen his growth too, man. Yeah,
Dude,
he's a G, man.
Absolutely.
No doubt.
Absolutely. And what he's teaching is, and I'll say this real quick. It took me from being a sales org owner. So I owned a door-to-door sales org for 13 years. And we did B2B and telemarketing, but door-to-door was where it was at. And we didn't touch California. Y'all's labor laws are rough there.
Yeah, of course. California.
So we didn't touch California. But anyways, he kind of opened up my eyes to like, hey, you have this ability to build sales programs. And that's what got me over to Building Great Sales Teams podcast, coaching and consulting, everything from there. And I realized after a while, I was like, man, I'm a teacher. That's what I was born to do,
Yeah.
And so, but anyways, I'll definitely make the intro for sure.
No doubt.
So how did you go from there to working with Cardone? How did that leap happen?
That's a good question, dude. That's a great question. Okay, so now, now at this point, I'm 26. So 15 years ago, I was 24. And I seen a documentary. It wasn't a documentary. It was a series, a reality show on National Geographic's The Turnaround King, and come to find out it was GC, young GC, you're talking about, right? So The Turnaround King, and let me back up real quick. So I walked out of high school, 2 felonies. At the point I'm like, when you're 18, get the fuck out of our house. That's what the communication was. Like, you ain't shit, you ain't gonna be shit, you're fucking disrespectful. Whatever. So like, there was no talk about me going to college. There's no talk about my career. It's like, it was rough. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was rough. So that's when I exited high school. I got a decent job. I worked at the bank, and I always wanted. I had a vision, man. Usually my visions come true, but I had a vision at the age of like 19. I was really active at the gym at the time. I was like, there's gonna be a big bro that comes to 24-hour fitness, and he's gonna be like, man, you got style, man. You got charisma, man. Swag, which wasn't really the word back then. Hey man, what do what do you know about real estate? Hey man, do you like supercars? Like, you like Lamborghinis? You want to go for a cruise? Hey man, you got a lot of style, man. You want to learn how to start a business? For about 2 years, from like 19 and 21, I was like literally praying, like literally, like, he's coming. Like, I would go to the fucking gym in the parking lot, and I was like, a big brother is gonna come and fucking rescue me. Like, literally, this was like, I was obsessed on this shit, and he never came. He never came, which propelled me to do what I do today. So like, my purpose in life is to help those often left behind. So now I could be that big brother that's going to pull up in the parking lot where I didn't have that. So the reason why I tell you that story, I always wanted to be fucking great, even though I got lost. Because at one point I gave up. And I used to, I'm going to answer your question, but I used to sell candy. And I was telling everybody in my math class and my Spanish class, like, hey, listen, I'm going to buy a Rolex one day. I'm going to buy a Rolex this semester. I'm gonna buy a Rolex, like, I don't know what the fuck a Rolex is. I'm like 15 from Section 8 housing. I'm gonna buy a Rolex. I ran into a chick from my class in my mid-20s, and she's like, Mike Barron? Whoa, dude, how are you, man? Man, you look awesome, great. She's like, did you ever get that Rolex? And I was like, no. But what she don't realize, it fucking hit me. It was like a harpoon in my fucking heart. It reminded me who I was like 8 years prior. Like, I was like, how the fuck did I get here? How do I live in this 700 square feet apartment that's fucking just a piece of shit? How am I barely getting by? How do I not have a car? Like, what the fuck? And literally, I got back on the horse, started riding again. Okay, so now how to get back on the GC shit? Right around that time, my corporate friend Keisha Henderson, she gave me a book. She's like, Mike, this would be good for you. And at the time, I was already number one in the company. I was already been there for a couple months. The book is Dale Carnegie, How to Win Friends and Influence People.
That's my favorite book.
Bro, that fucked me up. That thing fucked me up. Like, every fucking sentence was like a bar. Every sentence was like a principle or law. Every sentence was just. And so I got these, Batman has this new utility belt.
Yeah.
I had these tools. I'm like, fuck this, man. Let me go use this. Let me go, like, remember people's birthdays. Let me remember people's names. Let me go actually acknowledge people. Let me not have an agenda to do me. Let me actually go serve people. And everything, and those principles in that book, I applied it, and I was just getting like fucking just dumb ass results. Like, I'd walk in, high five everybody. I knew everybody's birthdays. So that kickstarted personal development. So now YouTube's starting to become a thing. So I'm just like on YouTube, like, motivation, how to be successful. Again, first YouTube video I got hooked up on in terms of development was Eric Thomas. It wasn't Eric Thomas though. It was the guy running up the stairs. It was a B-roll guy, right? And the voice was so strong, and it was talking to me. And I'm like, I just remember like that shit talking to my soul. And I just remember like, okay, yeah, we definitely got a shot at this. So now 6 months go by. I seen the turnaround king on mainstream television. I'm like, turnaround king, no content. Turnaround king, no content. Business consultant, turnaround king, because I wanted to be a business consultant. You know, I was broke going back to my early business days. Grant Cardone, the turnaround king. Who the fuck is Grant Cardone? Boom, I click it, and there's just an index of just content. Him and Jared Gallant, his VP, and this is 2011, and I'm like doped up, bro. I'm so doped up where I'm going to sleep on the shit now.
Yeah.
I'm showering to the shit now. I turn my car into a university. Like Jay-Z, you're out the window. Eminem, Lil Wayne, like I fuck with you guys, but like I need to get this. And I believe wholeheartedly, bro. At one point at that time, I was doing more personal development than anybody in the West Coast. Like every waking minute it played. It doesn't mean I stopped and just listened to it. I'd work. I'd go to the gym. I'd be with my girlfriend. But if I was awake, it would be playing in some sort of fashion. So I got so hooked up on the shit where I was talking like a middle-aged white dude from fucking Louisiana with the accent, bro. You're laughing because that's probably a similar story.
Yeah.
You know, they call that operating on a via. And what that means is when you were younger, you had like an older brother or older cousin that was like the shit or someone in the neighborhood. And when you hang out with your friends, you'd almost adopt some of that persona.
Yeah.
You know, so he was that for me. Okay. So now I'm doing the GC shit for about 2 years. It's 2011, 2012, 2013. I'm watching every fucking thing he's putting out. But the difference with me compared to most people, I'll watch a YouTube video fucking 400 times. And that's not an exaggeration. That was my process, right? So now, no, I'm lying, dude. I'm doing the GC shit for about 3-4 years.
Yeah.
Okay. So now I end up taking a job as a president. They told me, say, hey, Mike, we're in a lot of trouble. We failed to get the job placement. And this year we're you know, we may get our accreditation revoked, meaning we're shut down. We can like, I was like, fuck it. If the job placement is why they're gonna revoke it, let's go. I'm young, bro. I'm like 27. I took the leap. Long story longer, 6 months school shut down. Okay. One day I'm a president. Next day I'm unemployed.
Yeah.
Okay. Tony Robbins calls that a loss of identity. Okay. I'm the man. Next day I can't even look at myself in the mirror. Unemployment. So now I go into the interview. You know, I go back in the market. Interviewing at this college, interviewing this state, interviewing this fucking city, interviewing here. Diana, my wife, are you down to move because there's not that many president jobs? Yeah, whatever it is, let's roll. So I find myself, man, like on paper, I'm competing against PhDs, motherfuckers with 20 years experience. I find myself turned the fuck up for a lot of these schools. And for the first time in my career, I was having troubles getting, you know, my career kicked off and my job going. I felt like 12 interviews, dude. I only need one fucking interview. So I felt at 12. So now to answer your question, GCs and Jared have a live YouTube podcast. Young Hustlers.
Yeah.
Call them. Hey, if you have any questions about A, B, and C and how to fucking, you know, grow your money, call. I call them. I'm calling them. I'm watching YouTube, and there's like a 5-second delay. I said, hey, Grant, it's Mike. Jared's like, who's that? It's like, it's Mike, man, your boy from San Diego. Been following for 4 years. Blah, blah, blah. You know, I'm fucking in my mid-20s still. Hey, man, I have a situation where I'm in the job market, and I feel like, you know, I'm scaring people away. I got too much enthusiasm, too much excitement, too much frequency energy, and I'm turning people off. Should I turn it off? What do you advise? He's like, bro, you don't need to fucking turn it off. He's like, you need to get in a vehicle. I need to go find that video. You need to get in a this is still on YouTube. You need to get in a vehicle that could channel your energy. I was like, fuck. I was like, what are you thinking? He's like, dude, when are you gonna like man up and come to Miami? I was like, what I got to do? He's like, get off, call Jared at phone number. I called Jared on a Thursday, bro. I was in Miami on a fucking Monday. and I started on a fucking Tuesday. So that's how it happened. But there's more to that. I went over there and we can talk about it if you want to go there. But I went there and I got humbled. Like a motherfucker. I got my ass whooped.
Yeah.
I got my ass whooped, destroyed. Like, here's your tail, put it between your legs. I got my ass whooped. You want to talk about that?
No, we gotta talk about what you're doing now more, but we're definitely gonna do a part 2. We gotta get a part 2 for sure. Okay. But I do have a funny story about that.
Okay, let me hear it.
You remember their show called Power Players?
Yeah, of course, man. Absolutely.
I was on that show.
No shit.
Miami. Yeah.
I got to shut that down, bro.
Their office, it was the front of the office, and I could hear, and you were probably there. This was 14. I don't know if you were there yet.
Oh, I was there, bro. I was fucking there for sure.
14.
Oh, you look young as shit, man. You were there 10 years ago?
Yeah.
Fuck, you were a young boy back then. Fuck.
Dude.
So I was there as a rep. You were there as a fucking power player, man.
I was 385 pounds back then.
Oh, wow.
So you wouldn't have said I looked good back then.
Fuck me.
Dude,
no,
but
I was there.
It was
I was there.
one of the worst interviews I've ever done. I was terrible because it was my first, it was when I hit that peak or whatever. My first time doing like a big interview like that. I had no idea what the heck I was. But it was a good time. Did you
feel that though? Did you feel that strength?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, bro. It's a little different. The vibration a little different.
And then after the interview, of course, Jared Glenn closes me on
all
my guys, 50 guys being on training. I'm like, y'all did not just do that.
Fuck, I got played, man. With the fucking bait and switch bullshit.
Yeah, it's funny because the video finally.
What was the play back then? 10 years ago. What was it? The sell shit?
Argenta Field Solutions. It was
what
AT&T. Argenta Field Solutions. It was AT&T store. So we sold for AT&T mainly back then, and then we put under AT&T door to door. So it had no business. I had no business using the program.
It's so funny though. We got a lot of what are you like? Fucking 40 minutes in, we got a lot in common.
Yeah.
And a lot of similar paths. Stuman, the GC shit. That's cool, man. That's fucking dope, man. Awesome. That's cool.
But tell me what you have going on now. You've had this amazing journey, and we cross paths a lot, and so it's crazy to get emails like this, and that there's got to be some divine operation happening. You know what I'm saying? Because I got the email from your marketing guy.
Yeah,
I got the email from your marketing guy, and I get a lot of emails. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And my show's not crazy big or anything, but it's just part of the game, right? And so you want to get in on as many podcasts as possible, and vice versa, it's the same way. And so you get into this game and you start getting all these emails, and it's like coach after coach after coach and consultant, and just same shit over and over again. Of
course.
And then you came through, and I'm like, all right, let me check out because the biggest thing is the press kit, and right away I was like, okay, this dude has style. He's got style. Yeah, immediately I'm like, okay, I'm interested. And one of the biggest things I saw was the amount of time you were in business, the big one.
Yeah.
And then the second one was 100+ active team members.
That's 100% real.
And you can't hide that. You know what I'm saying? And I remember, when I had my sales org, the same thing. I had 110 people on my sales team at one time.
Yeah.
So I know what it takes to herd those cats.
100%, bro.
And so with what you're doing right now, when you look at those 100+ people, obviously you probably have different products, different divisions and everything. But what are you most excited about? And what does execution look like for you on a day-to-day basis?
Yeah. Okay. So what am I most excited about? I'm going to do something. In fact, I'm doing something that hasn't been done in the space. Okay. What I'm talking about is this. Okay. I'm talking about real scaling. Okay. So now, there's AT&T, multiple AT&Ts in every major city. There's a Tesla in every mall in San Diego. There's a fucking Starbucks on every fucking corner. There's just, when you look at these huge brands, they have a presence in local markets all across the nation, and the real businesses, the big businesses all across fucking the globe. There's an Amazon warehouse up the way. I bet you there's an Amazon warehouse very close, or a warehouse close to you. So now I'm working out with Steve Spray about 4 months ago. Steve Spray, you know the name?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Steve Spray, you know, he's getting ready to get married. Yo, Steve, I'm in town, bro. Like, what's happening? Dude, pull up. We go to his I believe it's like the Armani Skyrise. And I'm like, you know, asking good questions. Let me get the fucking data. We'll download and take our operation. Good salesperson. Let me get the data. Let me ask some good questions. What are you guys doing? What, you know, Grant's going to have over 1,000 reps in the next 24 months. 1,000 reps. He's like, yeah, man. You see us expand to Scottsdale? I was like, I did see that shit. He's like, that's what we're doing. So Grant's Miami, now Scottsdale. So now what I'm most excited about now is I'm going to, like, we have our facility. Okay. There's fucking, you know, we must have about 30, 40 people on the phones. I barely see it. We have our arcades here. We got my office back there and a couple different offices. We got all this shit here. It's about like 8,000 square feet. Training center with a stage, you know. So now I'm going to go take this and plant these all across the nation. Okay. Every major city. Okay. So now we just hired 10 reps yesterday. I was actually doing it. Well, I did 2 of them. We're doing interviews. I don't interview people. I have a whole fucking staff. But my initiative is to go expand. And I was in LA this past week, and we hired 10 reps. We have an office opening March 1st, and LA. They're all coming to San Diego this coming Monday. All 10 of them. You're in the Airbnb boot camp. You get trained with the home office for a week. We send your ass back to LA, and you get going. So what I'm most excited about is our LA office, our Las Vegas office, our Miami office, our New York City office, our Houston, Texas office, our San Francisco office, our Seattle, every fucking major city. So that when I say I'm gonna do something unique and different, it's not Patrick Bet-David. It's not fucking Alex Hormozi. It's not Grant. It's not fucking Andy Elliott, who I've never met. It's none of these motherfuckers. I'm gonna take this fucking thing. And I'm gonna turn it like, listen, I'm every fucking major city is gonna have this shit, and that's gonna be one of the ways to become a billionaire. And I haven't seen that in this space yet. Tesla does it, but I haven't seen that. So that's what I'm really excited about. And that shit that they're talking about, 1,000 reps, I'm gonna fucking stomp that shit on the neck. I'm telling you, I'm gonna do it. I'm really younger.
That competitor again.
Oh yeah,
he's coming out. I love it.
Have to. So that was there was a second part to that question.
Yeah. How are you guys executing on a day-to-day basis? So you just said you hired 10 reps.
Yeah.
What are those 10 reps going out to do? Is it your academy, or are they working with other companies and selling for them?
So I have a couple of different businesses. I have a dog consulting business. I don't even have a dog training business. I have a personal training business, and I'm not a fucking fitness trainer. I must have about half a dozen businesses. The way we execute this. So this comes from Wise Consulting, and Wise Consulting says when you get into like a phase 2, you have an established organization. They said you should focus on 4 things: policy, promotion, planning, making sure work gets done. So that's all I focus on: policy, promotion, and planning. Make sure work gets done. Policy.
Yeah, working on the business.
Working on the business. I have SOPs on every fucking thing, every single position, etc. Videographer, fucking the treasury girl. Like, we have a treasury woman. And I wrote all 18 pages with my own hand, and it's a bitch. But like, I'm the one who writes the laws. What you can and cannot do. Policy, promotion. Hey, look at me. Look at my fucking fake Gucci jacket. Click the fucking link. You know, get on the fucking podcast. Promotion, planning. Where we at? Where we going? We are going to open up fucking a location in every major city, making sure the work gets done. So now, how do we execute?
Why the locations? Why the locations when we've gone to such a remote lifestyle? Why did the location? I have an idea, but I want to hear your response first.
So I said it earlier. I go look at the big companies, Starbucks, Amazon. They have a national presence. Like, why doesn't Tesla just have one location? Like, I need to be in every fucking city. That way I can that's why I can blanket a local market. Like, I'm in LA. All my ads are in LA. So when I go to LA, they're like, hold on, that's that fucking, hey, are you Mike from fucking San Diego? Are you? Yeah. Okay, so that's one. That's not all of it, though. The big thing is I got inspired recently. So there's a beautiful documentary. You should check it out if you have not already seen it. Anybody watch this should check it out. It's the WeWork documentary on Hulu. Have you seen it? Have you seen that?
I haven't seen it, but I've heard about it. But I was like, why do I want to watch?
It is dumb.
I thought it was like, yeah.
They try to trash. They try to trash him. They try to trash the founder. But for me, the most of the time, he looks fucking great. So now,
really? Okay.
Yeah. So now he's about to pitch an investor. Okay, Japanese guy. This guy is he's raised more capital than any fucking other hedge fund or any other fucking, any person in the history that's ever raised capital. There's the WeWork guy, and then there's the Asian investor.
Okay.
He's raised more capital than any other fucking capital raising firm in the U.S. combined. So now they finally meet. He pitches him in the limo, and he says to the WeWork founder, the investor, he says, "Hey man, who wins in a fight? The crazy guy or the smart guy?" And the WeWork founder says, "The crazy guy wins in a fight." He's like, "Right. That's why I cannot invest into WeWork. Like, you're talking about expanding nationwide. You're not crazy enough. That doesn't get me excited." So meeting's over. They reconvene. He hits him again. He's like, "Dude, I'm going to open up fucking like 300 locations in the next 36 months all across the globe." And the guy's like, "Now you're talking my language." Mm-hmm. So for me, I need to fucking take over USA. I need to take over fucking Europe. I need to go to Brazil. I need, dude, the way I'm moving right now, bro, I'm not going to have my $100 million car collection. The way I'm moving right now, I'm not going to fucking be able to have my $20,000. The way I'm moving right now, I'm not going to be able to donate fucking $1 million every quarter to the San Diego Zoo. So I need to up what I'm doing. I'm good, bro. We make, we really crank. We make $1 million a month. What the fuck? Yeah. That ain't shit. That ain't nothing. So when I'm not with my wife and I watch television, I don't watch it for entertainment. I'm like, I don't watch the Michael Jordan Last Dance to get entertained like most people. Like, I need to tap into the mind of fucking arguably the world's greatest athlete. I don't watch the WeWork to get entertained. I'm like, let me go see how they made a fucking $46 billion company in like a matter of fucking 2-3 years. I need to go get the data. So that was the data I grabbed. Yeah. So how do we execute, man? Is we have SOPs on every position. We have 60-day check sheets on every position. Any position. This is your training. This is the results you have to get or the products you have to get. This is fucking your roadmap from day 1 to day 60. So that's why I'm able to hire 5 to 10 people a week without me, because all the trainings are administered by me, video content. So it's, dude, I've trained got 40 people on the phones right now, man. I trained every one of them and spent pretty much this much time, except for my executives. Yeah. So there's a lot there. I could talk a lot about that, but that's.
Yeah, I was gonna say I would hope so, considering that your academy is all about that. You know what I mean? You got that dialed in, I would imagine.
Yeah.
So
and then I got a CEO.
Okay.
Hey John, I want to go to LA, and I want to do it by this date. Magically appears that interviews are on the calendar. Magically appears that the fucking lease is fucking signed. Magically appears that fucking people are hired. Magically, I'm just like, yo, John. Yeah, we're gonna go to New York on fucking the end of fucking or the beginning of fucking Q2. It just showed like he got like I'm like the loud fucking mouth fucking poster boy. He's the John. This is what I want. Grant my wish. We have that relationship, dude.
Absolutely. So tell me, basically, the listeners have heard about you now. They're seeing this video that I'm throwing up here, and this is your YouTube. This is probably one of the best places to go follow Mike at for sure. But if they're interested in getting more involved, I know you have an offer out right now. I got it up here. Walk us through this and what is involved with this.
Yeah, so this link is all on pretty much all my YouTube videos. Another way to follow me is on Instagram. I post 3 reels every single day, and there's a link in my bio. So this right here is my 100K sales program. This 100K sales program, it's free. When I say it's free, there's no trial. There's no credit card. It doesn't expire, nothing like that. And the big thing you're going to get out of this is our 2 policies on how to set appointments, 1, and how to close deals. Okay, so I don't give a fuck if you've never done sales and want to get into it. I don't give a shit if you're a 10-year veteran in the automotive space or you've been knocking doors for 5 years. It doesn't matter. What you'll get from this program is our fucking exact policies that I use for appointment setting for my 8-figure company. And it's not a washed down version. It's not, you'll get the trainings and you'll get the fucking workbooks. Okay. So that's appointment setting. You'll get that on closing. In addition to that, you'll get a mentorship, okay, training dropped to you once a day for the next 30 days. And it's not going to be so much the technical shit. It's going to be a lot of this stuff because I know, again, going back to how we started this podcast, like you have to become that person to get what that person gets. So you'll get that. It's free. You'll get in my community. There must be fucking, last time I checked, it was approaching like 7,000 members in my community group. There's people in that group that are hiring closers. So get access to that. There's 7,300 people there. And I'm in there. You get a lot
What's
of
the community
shit.
called?
It's called Millionaire Closers.
On Facebook?
On Facebook. Yeah.
Okay.
So just hit me up on IG or YouTube. Hit the fucking thing. Go get it. Go use it. If you want to shout me out, great. If you don't feel obligated. But it's free. No credit card, no shit like that. Start there at the very least. 100K sales.
Yeah, I think that's good. A lot of people forget. And, you see this posted about sometimes. It doesn't take much to support. You don't have to buy my product. But a like and a share goes a long way to someone that needs it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah. Are you kidding me? Fuck yeah. A follow.
That's massive. We'll put all that in the links for sure. Okay, I got one more question for you, and I asked this to all my guests. What does legacy mean to you, and what legacy do you want to leave behind?
Yeah. So I need 60 seconds to answer that because I'm going to give you a bar. And the bar is money is not everything, but it's the best way to keep track of the score. Okay? You like that?
Mm-hmm.
Money is not everything. It's the best way to keep track of the scoreboard. Okay, but that said, legacy, like legacy is like when it's all said and done, what will they say about you? What will they say about your last name? He was nice. He was friendly. He was an asshole. He was, uptight. He was this. He was that. Legacy is like literally when it's all said and done. Okay, like what kind of impact will you have on the world? That's going to include sometimes the money you made. It's definitely going to include the people that you've influenced and helped. It could be your portfolio that you built. Okay, so I didn't talk about this. I'm a real estate investor, so I get Netflix money, mailbox money. I have multifamily apartment complexes. Like what can I take and give to my kids? Legacy is you going to New York City and you don't see fucking Trump on the damn hotel. It says your last name. Or you go to Dallas, Texas, and it doesn't say Marriott. It says your last name. Legacy is like literally, it's the ultimate entrepreneur. It is the progression from being a salesperson to fucking starting up to scaling up, becoming a director, to actually be owning business. It's like when it's all said and done, what will they say about you? Okay, for that's what it is. And if you create a good legacy, in my opinion, you will create a legacy, a name that will live forever. Okay, like Martin Luther King will live forever. Tom Brady will live forever. Mike Tyson will live forever. So we're not here for us because that's such a fucking small responsibility. We're here to make fucking true impact, and the goal is to fucking change the world. Elon Musk, Steve Jobs, okay, Tupac Shakur, whatever. So my legacy really is what I strive for every fucking day, man. Is to help those off left behind. And I'm going for the days where somewhere in the future, they put me in a box and they're like, hey, listen, you don't know me, I don't know you, but Juliana, or your dad was a great man, and based off of his influence on me, this is what happened. My great grandkids, John Payne's like, hey, do you want to sell the company? I was like, I ain't ever gonna sell this shit. I need to train my unborn grandkids from fucking in 100 years, great, because I don't sell this shit. We're creating another business we're gonna sell. because what we teach is principle law. It's very important, bro. So like, I need to fucking, be a mentor for my great grandkids in 150 years. So legacy for me right now is that it's freeing my family, my people, freedom, financial freedom, man. And in the movie The Matrix, the one came. If you go look at any, Grant's the one for his lineage. When he came, everything changed. When I came, the last name Barron changed forever. When the founder of Marriott Hotels came, everything fucking changed. So like legacy is like fucking in 600 years, like that son of a bitch with the San Diego hat with his old ass computer, and he had this fucking technology, which is insane. Everything fucking changed. So legacy is really just being the one, doing it your way, not my way, not his way, not her way, doing it your fucking way, and just really following through on your commitments, man. So hopefully that answers your question.
Yeah, it does. And what I love about your answer is that it lines up with everything we've talked about so far. In order to get to that competition point of having 1,000 reps, you know what I'm saying? It's the self-development we talked about in the beginning, and then going from 1,000 reps to having your name and replacing the Trump building. That's
totally, man.
Yeah, totally different, dude. Right? Yeah. And so no, I think it's massive. It's been a fantastic interview, man. I would love to have you on and get deeper into some.
I'll fuck with you. I'm gonna have my team reach out, send you like a little goodie bag, but I like your style, man. And
yeah, we got to do it for sure. And then make some introductions too.
Yeah, but we'll have to do it again. Give it to me again, man. What city are you in?
I'm in San Antonio.
San Antonio. Okay, that's what's up, man. Okay, yeah, I heard it's a beautiful place. Riverwalk.
Absolutely. Yeah. So
yeah, and then just you let me know, dude, today, tomorrow, in a year, how I can flow you power, support your success, whatever the fuck it is. If I gotta pull up, like real shit, dude. Like if I said I'm gonna do it, man, and I fuck with you, so just let me know, and let's just go create, man.
I appreciate it, Mike. It was a pleasure having you on the show, brother.
Thanks, man. Okay, right, I gotta run the D&D now, man. So everybody else, I'll thanks, man.
Sounds good. Have a good one. All right, we'll be in touch. Bye.
Goodbye.